am into media marketing for almost 12 years now. I My media journey started off with the Times of India. Before that, I was with an NBFC. But it started with Times of India, moving on to ABP, and now Zee Entertainment. So I've moved through print and then to television. Digital has been a very integral part of my journey all this while, because both in TOI and ABP, considering print and then again in Zeal, digital has been a crucial part of my delivery. And I think it was evident because last decade, if you see, is the time when digital has become very, very significant, especially in the news industry, when we are moving on from the print side to a digital parallel platform, whether it's an app or it's 60 words in shorts these days. So that has been a good, significant journey of mine. In terms of content marketing, you know, I am in the industry of content. Whether it's news, whether it's entertainment, it has been content all through. So whatever we have done around content, around marketing content. Importantly, this is a subject which is now being spoken about as a as a topic. Earlier, it always existed, but earlier it was never recognized the way it is being recognized these days, and that I think is very important. Uh, Illustrious journey, you said. I think the most enriching and rewarding has been Z Scope, where I'm currently working as the marketing head. Uh, we've been doing a lot of content marketing initiatives here, and we have also been acknowledged not just by our viewers but also at the industry forums. And this year itself, this financial year, the first 6 months, we have received over 100 marketing awards. Zee Bioscope is a Bhojpuri movie channel from Zee Entertainments, and it caters to the Hindi heartland, which is Bihar, Jharkhand, and East UP. UP, but primarily East UP. And I am the vice president marketing for the brand, and uh, manage the entire marketing portfolio there. So uh, we are into, like I said, digital. We are into on ground. We are into ATL, BTL. So everything put together is forms a part of my portfolio. Other than that, I am also into brand solutions. So in case the sales team and we also have a brand solutions team, but when they come up with client requirements, either we give integrations on our existing IPs or create IPs for them. So that is another part of my journey here. Principle of marketing would remain the same. However, there is a huge cultural difference. So I am myself a Bengali. I hail from a culture which is very, which has a good evolution, which has had a heritageous history. Uh, when I came into Bhojpuri, of course, there was a huge cultural difference because of the market, because of the language. Initially I was not aware of the language, but then now I am quite conversant with it. But initially I wasn't. So there was a big cultural difference. Uh, but I think in any product or any industry that you get in, it is important that you place yourself in the shoes of your consumers. If you come with your industry biases, with your own cultural biases and prejudices, it is difficult to understand them. So when I came here, I had to unlearn a lot of things, then learn and relearn a lot. And hence, it's critical that whenever we are entering into a new market or a new industry or launching a new product, it is important that we understand our consumers well, because consumer centricity is the key to your marketing journey, whether it is content marketing, digital marketing, which brand marketing, whichever it is.
Right.
This market, traditional media is still very important. Digital is equally important. It is evolving with time. However, it is still a phenomena of possibly the younger audience or the middle-aged audience. When you talk about your Nanaji, then of course, radio, print. television, these also hold immense importance. And if you even see how television has been evolving, it is still growing, and that's a very, very positive sign. And yes, we have been doing traditional media releases since our launch. Radio is something where we are very, very consistent. So yes, we have been tapping that in the market. We are a television channel, so TV is our primary media. But of course, when we look at digital is a significant media that can give us potential audience whom we can then motivate to sample our channel. I'll give a quick example here. Uh, but before that, I'll answer your question that we are not into search that much because we are content creators, right? So we promote the content more than a website. We don't have a website of Bioscope. It's a Z common website that we have, but we have a lot of content on the social media, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. So these are the platforms that we are there, and we have been doing a lot of digital first initiatives to tap that audience. Coming to the example that I thought of giving you, so Z Bioscope was launched in 2019 December. The marketing launch happened in January 2020. 2 months into our launch, we were in the pandemic. That was a time when no brands knew what to do because it was the first time that we have hit a pandemic and we were under lockdown. Everything was shut. And when we launched as the market leader. So we had a huge target in front of us to sustain leadership. And how do you sustain leadership when on-ground connect is not a reality? You don't have outdoors. Everything is locked down, uh, and the consumer mindset is in a shock state. So how do you reach out then? So other than, of course, television that we were already there, digital happened to be the next prominent media for us, and we targeted the digital audience as the potential pool of audience whom we can target and motivate them to sample the channel. And in order to do that, we have launched a series of digital first initiatives like a talent camera action, which is a talent hunt on digital, or a emoji lahariya, which celebrated World Emoji Day through an Instagram filter, or Love Light is Masiya, which is an AI-based microsite that helped you reach out your messages to your loved ones, either anonymously or identified. Now, these initiatives, all of them had one simple mantra. It was a content handshake between digital and television. So while all of them originated on the digital world, it culminated on the television world. So imagine now people who are sitting in lockdown within the four walls of their boundaries, this and they have the potential, the talent. Suddenly they see themselves featured on TV. That was a huge shift. Through UGC, through user generated content, we have received humongous response, and we have seen consistently that our viewership, our reach has grown. That slot reach has grown when these were telecasted. From the very beginning, whether you are an established brand or you are a new brand, especially for the new brands, uh, brand building is something which needs to start from day one and continue. I don't think that even established brands would say, we don't build our brand anymore because we are already established. That's not the case. You have, because competition is something these days, it is growing with time, right? And you have to keep the momentum on to be there. Of course, if you are an established brand, you have an edge. You have that equity, that credibility in the minds of your consumers, that is there. And hence possibly that is what you don't need to achieve right now, but you have to keep hammering the offering. You have to keep your momentum on and tell your audience that this is what we are offering and this is how it is unique and not, I mean, unique and differentiated compared to your consumer, to your competition. And that is an ongoing journey that doesn't have a timeline. I think it starts from day one till the end. Of course, for the new brands, credibility is something which needs to be built. And I think the way Bioscope would have done it, of course it had Z banner in it, but the way we have done it is we have made the brand a very touch and feel brand. Like I said, that you can feature on Bioscope if you have the right talent or the right potential, you can feature on Bioscope. So it's a brand that offered that connectivity, that space, that okay, come join us. So that I think is important, that when you connect with your audience, your whether it's viewers or readers or your product consumers, it is important that you make them feel a part of your brand. Then that builds credibility. And once that is built, of course, if you once you're established, you have to keep hammering and telling them that how differentiated we are, because competition is high. You have to be there. You can't just say we are established and we don't need marketing anymore. It's an ongoing journey. Honestly, when we talk about great content, you can't say that I can build great content. I mean, you can only follow a few checkpoints and ensure that the content meets those great parameters. Of course, we do a lot of social content. Um, we are not. I mean, TikTok is. We were on TikTok, but it's not in India anymore. So we're not there. But through our Facebook and Instagram and our YouTube accounts, we do a lot of these snackable content. In fact, Reel is something that we are doing pretty much. And when Instagram Reel Remix was launched, which is equivalent to a TikTok duet, we were one of the first ones in Bhojpuri who launched a Reel Remix competition, a dance competition on Reel Remix called Kamariya Kare Hip Hop. Um, I think it was right after the launch of Reel Remix, and it also got us good response. So I think yes, we are into it, but there are three things that we follow whenever we are devising content, whether it is long format or short format for that matter. One is your content needs to be comprehensible. If your viewers do not understand what the message is, then it's of no use. So it has to be comprehensible. Second, it has to be shareable. Whatever you are, like I said, that if you content marketers need to put themselves in the shoes of their consumers. So put yourself in the shoe of your consumers and think, did you understand the message? Was it comprehensible? Fair enough. You understood it. Then is it shareable? Would you like your friends, your family, your circuit to know about it? And third, which is most important, is it memorable? I'll
Right.
give you a very good example of Dhara's ad, which is the Jalebi ad. It was launched in the 90s. Even till date, and most of us who have seen that during those days, we remember it because it has had such a strong memorability quotient. So similarly, our Bioscope of Z Bioscope, our brand song and our tagline, "Aatho Pehriya Luta Lehriya," we've seen that people remember that more than possibly a show or a movie. So that has become so memorable. That has become literally the brand identity, and that's the power of your content if it is comprehensible, shareable, and memorable. After the pandemic, if I see, there has been tectonic shifts in the consumer mindset. The need for content consumption has literally grown in multiple folds. Today, you have a lot of options. It's not the DD days anymore. You have so many channels. You have the OTT platforms, and OTT is really competing pretty much. But the good news here is that it's an and world. It's not a digital or TV, a digital or OTT. It is an and world. It is a TV and digital and OTT. So I think this world will only evolve and grow in future. And content marketing, like I said, that it always existed, but now it's been spoken of as a subject, and I think it will all the more be spoken of in the years to come. A few things that I would leave as food for thought is one, you need to focus on the brand objective that you want to achieve out of your content marketing initiative, and also think of the consumer journey. What is it that you want your consumers to feel, understand, get impacted? So that is important. And then, so one is your brand focus, your brand objective, your consumer journey, and the bridge, which is your distribution of content. How you are achieving your brand objective through your consumer journey. and that is being achieved through the distribution. The example that I gave of Z Bioscope, we have been using digital media as the distribution channel to achieve our objective of brand connect in those days. And of course, the consumer journey has been UGC. So UGC, which had an aspirational quotient to it, when people would get featured on TV, other than the gifts, etc., that they received. So that kind of gives you a sum up of how you need to take this forward. Uh, Future, of course, is very, very bright, and like I said, it's an and world. I wouldn't say that something will be there and something will not be there, because I still see television growing, I see digital growing, I see OTT growing. So it's an and world, and it's all here to grow.